Welcome to your 2021 Ford Escape plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, same fourth generation, but with a battery pack and a plug-in hybrid capability as opposed to the regular hybrid. So power-wise, it's a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. Combined output is 221 horsepower, 155 pound-feet of torque, and here's my big irk and the big miss that I find with this: front-wheel drive only. Not even an option to have all-wheel drive, and in the Canadian market, I think that is something that really should have been included, even as an option, because their biggest competitor, the RAV4 Prime, only comes in all-wheel drive. So the fact that Ford is not even offering it, big irk, big miss for me. So it's a 14.4 kilowatt per hour battery, and it's up to 60 kilometers of pure electric range. Let's quickly jump into charging times, then I'll go into the drive portion of what I've done and how my week with it has been. So on a level 2 charger, it's up to 3.5 hours to go to a full charge. And if you're using a level 1 charger, it's between 10 and 11 hours. So is it practical? Absolutely. If you don't want to spend the few $1,000s on getting a level 2 charger installed in your home, or you don't have access to one, or for whatever reason you don't have one, you don't want to go out into the public world and wait the 3.5 hours, the 10 to 11 hours is a realistic number, because if you're home at 6 o'clock in the evening and you don't leave the house again until 6 o'clock in the morning, let's say, you can get that between 10 and 11 hours to get a full charging. So let's go through what I've done. So over the week, I've done about as of right now, it's 564 kilometers. There's about another 20 to go in shooting this review. So out of that, 150 have been electric kilometers. Now, the little asterisk there is about 80% of my driving has been on the highway. So longer trips, no traffic, just cruising along. So that's why my number is so high. I'm sure it'd be close or respectable if I was only doing city driving. But for now, out of the 564 kilometers, 150 have been electric, which is pretty good. Driving dynamics itself, there's a lot of get up and go here. I have no real issues with how the Escape performs. Put your foot down, it goes fairly quickly. Relatively quiet in the cabin, considering it bounces between the gasoline side and the electric side, and you feel that bit of a rumble when it does do the switch. But that's not a Ford Escape exclusive thing. That's in any plug-in hybrid or hybrid vehicle for that matter. Not behavior, but yeah, vehicle behavior. I'll go with that and I'll keep it. Everything else is pretty much the same on the inside as far as seating and visibility, with the plug-in hybrid versus the gasoline version. Again, it's just what's moving the vehicle and the fact that you can get up to 60 kilometers of full electric range. I'll touch on that a little more right now, actually. So yes, it's up to 60, but you have more people in the vehicle, you have more stuff, you have more things, you have your HVAC system out, you're drawing more power. You're driving aggressively by kind of just stomping down right away from a light and just really sucking up the battery power. That up to 60 is certainly going to diminish. But if you're predictive and you're conscious of red lights coming up ahead and all the things that you should do as an active driver, I think you'll end up a lot closer to the up to 60 kilometers worth of range. As far as fit and finish, this is the titanium trim, and this is the top one of 3. There's the SE, which is at the bottom, the SEL, which is in the middle, and titanium at the top. If I were going to get this, I would go top trim. I think he's got a lot of cool things here, and that's the case really with any top trim vehicle. I would rather spend a little more money up front and not have any of the buyer's remorse. And with the world slowly but surely making its transition to becoming electrified, and I think for me, I want as many things, so I would get the titanium. And between the 3, the SE is around $35,000, the SEL is 38, maybe 38.6, I think, and then the top trim titanium is just a touch under 42. Now, I'm going to jump into fuel consumption, because this makes a difference, because some people have issues with getting electrified vehicles because of the high upfront cost of getting into one. So fuel consumption is in liters per 100 kilometers, 5.5 in the city, 6.2 on the highway, and 5.8 combined. Now, the big perk here for me is it's a smaller gas tank, so 41.7 liters. And I'm right now, I know I said it earlier in the review, for 560 something out, 566.5 total kilometers right now. The tank's nearly empty. I've got 17 clicks left in it. Almost 600 kilometers to a smaller tank of gas plus the PHEV side. Pretty good overall, and this is where the benefit of the PHEV comes in. Yes, it's a high upfront cost of ownership, but you notice it in every trip to the gas station. Again, 41.7 liters for the tank of regular 87 octane. Again, pretty small, pretty good, and you're getting the same-ish type of range that you would get in something that had a 50, 55, 60, 65 liter tank, depending on class and weight, of course, but smaller tank, no compromise in range, plus you get the electric range as well. That's where the benefits come in. It really just comes down to how much driving will you actually be doing, and how long will it take you to balance or at least become close to leveling out between the high cost of initial ownership and then recouping those costs over the years that you have the vehicle. Exterior, everything's pretty much the same as well. No big differences here. This is certainly a city vehicle and a highway vehicle, not much of an off-roader. Sure, you can take it to a cabin or a cottage, but the Escape is made to be your urban vehicle through and through. On the inside, everything else feels exactly the same as the non-plug-in hybrid version. Seats are comfortable, fit and finish is respectable. The screen's a little small, but I like it on the smaller side. I don't like those big, massive screens like the Subaru Outback has, like the Volvo has, and even the new Lexuses just have these massive screens. Give me hard touch buttons and an average size screen, and I'm happy with that. Just the touch and feel side, it does it for me. I don't want to have to dig through everything. You do get this beautiful full digital dashboard on the Escape Titanium for the PHEV, which really just adds the allure to it. So you're getting all the advanced technology for the PHEV side, plus on the inside of the vehicle as well. It's interesting. Usually most manufacturers will match the size of the screen or come very close to the infotainment system. But here it's significantly larger. And, I look more at the dashboard than I do at the infotainment system. For me, I just set my Spotify to whatever playlist I want, and off I go. I can do all my controls from the steering wheel, but the digital dash does look nice. There's an option for there's a head-up display. I don't like it. It's just a little piece of plastic that pops up, so I've kept it off. It doesn't project onto the actual windshield itself. Rear seat room, same as the other ones. I can fit behind myself. I've got no issues with that. And overall, the interior, again, I didn't have any issues with the Escape gasoline or Escape hybrid, and I don't have any issues with the Escape plug-in hybrid. The big name of the game here is going to be the drivetrain and how it's configured, and if it's going to work for Canadian consumers. Again, just going back to where I started, the only irk here is that there's no all-wheel drive. The RAV4 Prime is the biggest competitor. Yes, still a little more expensive, but higher power figures, all-wheel drive. I don't think it's a toss-up. I don't know if people will... Oh, and the range, I think it's up to 68 kilometers in the RAV4 Prime, where it's up to 60 here. I don't think that 8 kilometers is going to be a big tipping point, but I do think the all-wheel drive is going to be what makes or breaks sales for the Escape plug-in hybrid. That's going to wrap it up for the review. If you've got any questions on the 2021 Ford Escape plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in what it is that I do. Until I see you again, be well, be healthy, be safe.